How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you all kind of a ranked seasons montage video. I've played a couple games to start this season off. The first one I uploaded, it was a game against a top 50 player, a 6-time top 50 player. In this one we are going up against another person who is a supporter of the stream as well as the content over here on YouTube, a person that has been following for a really long time, V Cash Out. We are going up against him. We have Clayton Kershaw on the mound. He's got the finest version of Garrett Cole, so it should be a good matchup. He lines one to center field, and Willie Mays makes the play. I was using kind of the same lineup I was using to end the season last season. Brought back Ichiro into the outfield, so we do have a couple good fielders out there alongside Babe Ruth in the outfield. The infield is pretty much the same. I've kind of recently picked up a couple new guys for the bench, but I haven't really mixed with the lineup too much. I did pick up Jimmy Fox the last couple of weeks, and he has been starting at third base for me ever since. I'm interested in picking up the Albert Pujols, Mike Trout, players like that. You might see them in this video as well. I recently wanted to mix up the team a little bit more, pick up some bench players. I actually sold Chipper Jones recently, so kind of build my stubs up that way. I plan on getting him back, just have to make World Series this season right here. But we're going up against V Cash Out. He's a very good player, and I have played V Cash Out a few times. We've matched up in some viewer games over on the Twitch live stream. I think this might be the first time that we've ever matched up in a 9-inning game, but he's definitely a good opponent. He is able to smack one to center field. Got kind of robbed up until this point of the game. I mean, first inning he had a line out with Bellinger, could have been a home run. He got that one to center field. Kind of didn't really get anything to go his way so far in this game. But we're playing on All-Star. You never really know what's going to happen. Since we just barely started this ranked season, we're starting in the 600s, and I'm at about 680 at this point in time. But we have something cooking here. Second and first with Ichiro up at the plate. I waited on that one pretty deep in the zone. I hit that one the other way. Felt like if I waited any longer, the catcher would have caught it, and I probably wouldn't even have registered a swing. But we ground into a double play with Willie Mays in the 2-hole. I squared that one up, just hit a ground ball right to the second baseman there. Anyway, Babe Ruth is starting off the next inning with the base hit up the middle, trying to include as many highlights as possible. We have Jimmy Fox up at the plate, who I started off really slow with. But ever since using him for a few games and getting used to his swing, getting used to the way he loads up and everything, I've been hitting really well with him. Almost got the average up to 400 with quite a few home runs as well. There, Lou Gehrig sends one deep on back-to-back shots right there. So that is big to go up by 5 runs. V Cash Out could easily have a couple runs in this ball game, but up until this point, he hasn't really gotten the hits to fall in his favor. I know that he's hit the ball extremely well. In certain times he's lined out quite a bit, as well as a lot of hard hit ground balls that just didn't result in hits, didn't get through the infield and whatnot. But here's one right here to Honus Wagner. I also have a pretty good infield, so these guys are making the plays for me, kind of showing some range off with, Jimmy Fox at third base, Rogers Hornsby at second base. Here he's getting a nice base hit into the gap with Ketel Marte. This card is really good. I recently picked him up. I have yet to use him in the lineup, but I did want to try him out. I was thinking about using an all Diamondbacks team. Anyway, we are up 6-0, but at this point in the game, I expect V Cash Out to get something going. We've scored in every inning, and he's had an opportunity to score in just about every inning. Even though he only has a couple base hits, I felt like some of the swings that he put together were pretty good. And right here, he could have easily hit a 2-run shot. We get lucky. We get out of the inning, keeping it at 6-1. But if he pulls that into the gap, it's a 6-2 ball game. I'm looking to try and get that run right back, and we go deep with Lou Gehrig once again. So trying to include as many highlights, as many balls in play, and we did have, a couple innings here and there where we both got shut down. We both weren't really hitting the ball that great. One swing of the bat, one solo shot here and there, and it's a 7-2 ball game. So pretty good ball game here up until this point. I definitely think that it could be much closer, but at the same time, anything can happen. It's still, a couple swings away from making this a tie game. If he gets a couple base hits, hits a clutch home run, maybe gets a 2-out rally going, then, we have a different ball game. We're moving later on into this one. We have to go to the bullpen, but ever since last season, my bullpen has been extremely tired. I've had to throw guys for multiple innings. because I only have had 1 or 2 guys rested or that can actually pitch with green stamina when they're entered into the game. Here, Raleigh Fingers kind of getting lit up a little bit. I've had to go to a couple different arms here, bring in Josh Hader facing Cody Bellinger, and one swing of the bat would have tied the ball game in that situation. So this game was really close. The score kind of didn't really represent how close of a game this was. V. Cashow was hitting the ball extremely well, and now these hits are starting to fall in. So it's kind of interesting the way the game can play. Sometimes all of a sudden everything starts to fall for you, and you kind of get something going at the plate. You get into a rhythm, stuff like that. So it's a 7-5 game now. He's scored in the last 4 innings consecutively. I scored in the first 5 innings. Here we're swinging 3-0 with Pablo Sanchez after I got shut down for a couple innings there. Move into the top of the 9th. Trying to close this one out with Kenley Jansen. He has Tony Gwynn on second base. He started off the inning with a base hit. Bloops that one in, so that is going to be an RBI single, and also puts the tying run up at the plate. Luckily, we are the home team, but we do get the strikeout there to end it. He was kind of going with the hit and run. If he would have tied it up, that's why it's important to be the home team. You get a nice chance to walk the game off. However, we were able to close it out with Bruce Sutter. So let's go ahead and hop into the next one. We moved into the DS division, but this opponent was not quite in the DS division yet, still in the 600s. So this game will be on All-Star. We started the game off with a leadoff walk from Willie Mays. I brought in Mike Trout. I'm using him in the 2 spot, playing center field, and he goes deep with a 2-run shot to start the second game off. Jimmy Fox follows that one up with a solo shot of his own. So I got out with Babe Ruth in the middle there. A couple of righties go deep. We have Lou Gehrig up at the plate. Back-to-back solo shots there. Lou Gehrig on a fastball low and inside. So we get a couple runs here in the first inning facing Garrett Cole. That's pretty big to get an early lead like that against a pitcher who I have struggled against at times. And we have Bob Feller on the mound, who is my best pitcher. There, Mike Trout is unable to make that play in center field. I felt like it was worth it to risk it for the R1 and try to get a nice animation there, kind of a lunging animation. Maybe he makes the play, maybe he doesn't. Mike Trout is going to fly this one into left field. I just barely missed that. It was a good pitch, up and inside. He got me to chase that one a little bit, and I couldn't really tell if it was up and in for a strike or a ball. Here we're going to hang a changeup with Bob Feller facing Pudge, and he is going to go deep. So cuts the deficit in half, making it a 4-2 ball game. Move forward into the top of the 5th inning. He started to settle down a little bit with Garrett Cole and shut me down for a few innings in a row. You know, we didn't score since the first. There we go deep with Willie Mays. So that is a big hit right there. Looking to extend the lead a little bit more here with Mike Trout. Very next batter is Mike Trout, and he sends one deep. So second home run of the ball game for him. We're only in the 5th inning, so we might be able to get a couple more at-bats with his card and try and get something going, trying to expand the lead a little bit more. Here, Jimmy Fox is going to knock this one down and throw the runner out. So pretty good speed over there at running down the first baseline, and Jimmy Fox makes that play, the silver fielder. He does have pretty good fielding, very similar to Chipper Jones, and that's why I was all right with selling Chipper Jones. But the opponent is not going down without a fight in this game. I mean, Alex Bregman goes deep. He makes that a 2-run ball game. He scored 3 as well as I scored 3 in the 5th, and then he responds with 3 of his own in the 6th. So kind of a back and forth ball game here. If he did have some stuff going earlier on in this game, but here he's really got something going. Another solo shot with Cody Bellinger. This could be a much closer game. He could have the lead at this point. Simply because the way he was hitting at the beginning of the game, I got a little bit lucky to say the least. He was lining out quite a bit, and now we have a tie game. Just like that, he scores 5 runs. I had a tough time getting him out in that last inning, but luckily Mike Trout is going to hit his 3rd home run of the game, giving us an 8-7 lead. A really good game, back and forth. It's 8-7. We both have 10 hits to 9 hits. Jimmy Fox is going to launch that one into the gap, looking to get something going here with 2 down. A 2-out rally would be extremely helpful, especially because of the way that the opponent has been able to get something going. My bullpen is still really tired in this situation, and Lou Gehrig clutches up a cutter inside, I believe. We sit on it and smack it to right field, facing Trevor Hoffman. Now he goes with Kirby Yates the following inning, and we go deep once again. I kind of messed up with Ted Williams the previous at-bat, jammed myself with that runner on third base and 1 out. So I needed to clutch up with Willie Mays, and I certainly did. Babe Ruth has taken Seth Lugo deep later on in the game. So multiple home runs from a lot of these guys. Both Willie Mays, Mike Trout, both had multiple homer games. Here we have Jimmy Fox with a chance to have a multi-homer game of his own, and he goes deep with a no-doubter. So that's his second one of the game, making it a 14-8 ball game. Definitely really nice to go up by 6 runs in the top of the 9th here. But I felt like this opponent got a little bit predictable. I was able to sit on a couple pitches. I hit a few home runs in a row, 3 solo shots in this inning. But that's because he was going with the same tendencies, you know, throwing the slider low and in, the fastball low and in. He also makes the slider low and away, and then also went with the fastball up and away. But I was missing that pitch for the most part. So here we are in the bottom of the 9th inning, down to his last out. He has Alex Bregman up at the plate, who did go deep earlier, making it a pretty good game. And he grounds out to Honus Wagner there to end it. So we move up to about 730 rating, and those are some really good games. A 3-homer game from Mike Trout. Appreciate everybody watching this video, and see you next time. Peace out.